Hello, friends. Today, I want to talk about something very important. Never giving up. But what does that really mean? Never giving up means to keep trying and keep moving forward, even when things are very hard. It means not stopping, no matter how many times you fail or how many problems you face. It means having a strong heart that says, I will not quit. You see, life is full of challenges. Everyone faces difficult times. Sometimes, we feel tired or sad. Sometimes, it feels easier to stop trying. But those who never give up, they are the ones who finally succeed. Why this story matters to you. Maybe you are watching this video because you are going through a hard time right now. Maybe you feel like giving up. If that is true, then this story is especially for you. I will tell you about a journey through pain, struggle, and finally, success. You will meet people just like you and me, who felt weak, but found a way to keep going. And you will learn how to find your own inner strength, the power inside you that can help you never give up. Famous people who never gave up. Before we begin, let me tell you about some great people who never gave up in their lives. Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb, failed thousands of times. When people asked him about all his failures, he said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. J.K. Rowling, the writer of the Harry Potter books, was rejected by many publishers before one said yes. She was poor and sad, but she kept writing her story. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, but he never gave up on his dream of freedom and equality for South Africa. These people teach us one very important lesson. Success is not for those who never fail, but for those who never stop trying. Chapter 1. The beginning of the journey. Everyone's story begins with a dream. A dream is like a tiny seed planted deep inside your heart. It may start as a simple thought, a wish, or a hope for something better. But no matter how small or big that dream is, it has the power to change your life. Let me tell you about Emma and Lucas, two ordinary people with very special dreams. Emma wanted to become a teacher because she loved helping children learn and grow. Lucas dreamed of opening a small cafe where people could meet, share stories, and enjoy good coffee. At the beginning, their dreams seemed easy and full of promise. Emma imagined standing in front of a classroom, smiling at her students. Lucas dreamed of the warm smell of fresh coffee and the happy faces of his customers. Maybe you have a dream. Maybe you want to be a doctor, a writer, an artist, or even start your own business. Remember, every great achievement in history began with a simple dream. Think about some famous people who started with dreams just like yours. Walt Disney dreamed of creating a magical place where families could have fun. But in the beginning, many people told him no. Today, millions of people visit Disneyland every year. Marie Curie dreamed of finding new ways to help sick people through science. She faced many challenges as a woman in science, but she never gave up. She became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. Dreams give us hope. They give us a reason to wake up every morning and keep trying. But dreams alone are not enough. We must take the first steps to turn our dreams into reality. The first steps. Feeling hopeful and excited. The first steps on any journey are full of excitement and hope. Emma and Lucas felt this too. When Emma enrolled in college to study education, she felt nervous but excited. She met new friends, learned new things, and imagined the day she would become a teacher. Lucas found a small shop to rent for his cafe. He worked hard to clean it, decorate it, and prepare for the grand opening. Every little detail made him feel proud and hopeful. At this stage, everything feels possible. Your heart beats faster because you believe your dream will come true. This feeling is very important because it gives you energy to face the difficult days ahead. But here is a secret. The journey from a dream to success is not a straight, easy road. There will be many bumps and obstacles. The excitement you feel now will sometimes turn into frustration or fear. But if you remember why you started, you will find the strength to keep going. Let me share another story with you about Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players ever. When he was young, he was cut from his school basketball team because he was not good enough. Most people would have given up, but Michael did not. He worked harder every day, and one day, he became the best. This is the power of never giving up. It helps you move forward, even when things get hard. Learning from great people who never gave up. When you feel like giving up, remember these words from Helen Keller, who was deaf and blind but became a famous writer and speaker. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. The first steps are important because they teach you about yourself. They show you how strong your dream is and how ready you are to work for it. Emma and Lucas both felt hope and excitement, but they also began to see that the road ahead would not be easy. Chapter 2. Facing the first challenges. Hello friends. Now that we have talked about the beginning of the journey and the hope that comes with a new dream, it is time to learn an important truth. Life is not always easy. When Emma and Lucas started working toward their dreams, they quickly realized this. Emma found that studying to become a teacher was harder than she thought. There were many lessons to learn, tests to pass, and sometimes she felt tired and confused. Lucas faced many problems. His cafe did not get many customers at first. Sometimes, he had to close early because no one came inside. He worried about money and if he could pay the bills. This is the hard truth that many people don't want to hear. No matter how big your dream is, the path will have difficulties. You will face problems, mistakes, and failures. Life will test your patience and your strength. When things don't go as planned, sometimes, things go wrong even if you work very hard. Emma studied many hours but failed a big exam. Lucas spent money on supplies, but a broken machine stopped his coffee making for days. These moments are very painful. When things don't go as planned, it is easy to feel disappointed or angry. You might ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Or maybe this dream is impossible. But here is something important to remember. Failure is not the end. Failure is a part of the journey. Every successful person you know has failed many times before they succeeded. For example, Albert Einstein, one of the greatest scientists in history, did not speak clearly until he was 4 years old and was thought to be slow as a child. But he never gave up. He kept working hard and changed the world with his ideas. Another example is Oprah Winfrey, who had a very difficult childhood and was told she was not good enough for TV, but she believed in herself and never gave up. Today, she is one of the most successful and inspiring women in the world. The moment of doubt. Should I keep going? When Emma failed her exam and Lucas saw empty seats in his cafe, both felt a heavy question inside their hearts. Should I keep going? This moment of doubt is normal. Everyone who dreams big will face this question. It is like standing at a fork in the road, wondering which way to take. Some people choose to stop here. They give up on their dreams. But those who succeed find a way to say yes, I will keep going. When you feel like giving up, remember the story of J.K. Rowling. Before she became famous for Harry Potter, she was a single mother, living on welfare. She was rejected by many publishers. Many times, she wanted to quit writing, but she did not. She believed in her story and kept trying. Or think about Thomas Edison, who tried thousands of times to invent the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. This is the power of never giving up. It is the power to believe in yourself, even when the world says no. Chapter 3. The strength inside. Finding a small spark of hope. Life sometimes feels like a heavy storm. Everything around you seems dark. Your dreams feel far away. You start asking yourself, will things ever get better? In those moments, even a small spark of hope can light the way. Hope doesn't have to be big. Sometimes it's just one kind word from a friend, a small improvement in your health, or the memory of a good day. That small spark can be the reason you keep going. Let me tell you a true story. The story of Nick. Nick was born in Australia with no arms and no legs. As a child, he felt different and broken. He was bullied. He felt like he had no future. At one point, he even thought about ending his life. But one small spark changed everything. Nick said. I started thinking about what I could do instead of what I couldn't do. Slowly, he began to speak at schools and events. People listened. They cried. They clapped. His story gave them hope. That little spark of hope inside Nick grew into a fire. Today, he travels around the world, inspiring millions. He says, if you can't get a miracle, be one. Your spark may be small, but if you protect it, it can grow. Never think hope is useless. It's your beginning. The power of believing in yourself. Let's talk about something very special. Belief in yourself. This is not just a nice phrase. It's real power. When you believe in yourself, you become stronger, not outside, but inside. You may ask, but how can I believe in myself when I keep failing? It's a good question. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you will never fall. It means you trust that, even if you fall 100 times, you can stand up 101 times. It means you don't give up on your own value. Belief starts small. You don't need to know everything. You just need to say, I'm not perfect, but I'm capable. Repeat it every day. Stories of people who never gave up. Now, let's dive deeper into real stories that will touch your heart. These are people who had every reason to quit, but didn't. 1. Stephen Hawking, Strength in the Mind. Stephen Hawking was one of the greatest scientists in the world. At the age of 21, he was diagnosed with ALS, a disease that slowly paralyzed his whole body. Doctors told him he had only a few years to live. But he didn't give up. He couldn't walk. He couldn't speak. But he used a voice computer and his mind to write books, study black holes, and give lectures. His book, A Brief History of Time, became one of the best-selling science books ever. He once said, however difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. Even when his body stopped working, his spirit didn't. That's the power of not giving up. 2. Bethany Hamilton, the surfer who lost her arm. Bethany was only 13 years old when a shark attacked her while she was surfing in Hawaii. She lost her left arm. Most people would be afraid to go back into the ocean. But Bethany said, I don't need easy. I just need possible. She went back to surfing just 1 month later. She trained, competed, and became a champion. She now inspires people all around the world with her story. Her strength wasn't in her body. It was in her heart. 3. Oprah Winfrey, From Pain to Power. Oprah Winfrey was born in poverty in Mississippi, USA. She suffered abuse and many struggles in her early life. At school, she was called names. As a young reporter, she was even told she was unfit for television. But she didn't let those words define her. Oprah became one of the most powerful women in media. She used her pain to connect with others. She created a world where people could share, heal, and grow. She says, turn your wounds into wisdom. You don't have to be perfect to inspire others. You just have to be real and never give up. For Walt Disney, the dreamer who was fired. Walt Disney was once fired from a newspaper job because he was told he had no imagination. Imagine that. He then started a cartoon company. It failed. He was broke. But he kept dreaming. He kept drawing. He kept believing. Today, Disney is one of the biggest entertainment companies in the world, and it all started with a man who refused to give up. He said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. 5. Andrea Bocelli, the voice of hope. Andrea Bocelli was born in Italy and lost his eyesight completely at the age of 12, but he loved music. He believed his voice had a purpose. He trained hard. He never gave up. He became one of the world's greatest opera singers, touching hearts with his songs full of emotion and strength. He once said, you can do anything if you truly believe. Blindness didn't stop him. Pain didn't stop him, because belief gave him vision beyond sight. You have this strength. Now you may be thinking, these people are special. I'm just an ordinary person. But listen closely. They were ordinary too, just like you. What made them special was their decision. They chose not to give up. You can make that same choice. Maybe you're facing failure in school. Maybe your business is not working. Maybe people don't believe in you. Maybe your health is not good. Maybe you cry at night when no one sees you. That's okay. You are still strong. You are still worthy. You still have a light inside you. Maybe it's small right now, but it's there. Take one small step today. Read one good book. Talk to one kind person. Make one plan. Say one positive thing to yourself. Even mountains are climbed one step at a time. The strength inside you is more powerful than you think. You don't need to feel strong all the time. You just need to believe that you have enough to take the next step. Defao fall 7 times, stand up 8. This is a Japanese proverb that reminds us, failure doesn't end the story. Giving up does. So don't give up. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Chapter 4. The darkest days. When failure feels overwhelming. Everyone fails. But when failure keeps coming again and again, it starts to feel like a heavy storm that never ends. You try something, and it breaks. You give your best and still lose. You plan carefully, but everything falls apart. And then, a terrible thought enters your mind. Maybe I'm not good enough. This is the most dangerous part of failure. Not the failure itself, but how it makes you feel. You may feel like your life has no meaning. Like you've disappointed everyone. Like you are stuck forever in the same place, while the whole world moves forward. But let me tell you something important. You are not alone. Every successful person in history has felt this way. Let's look at some examples. J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter. Before she became one of the richest and most loved writers in the world, J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. She was a single mother living on welfare. She said, "Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." She felt like a failure. But she kept writing. She didn't stop. And her darkest days led to her brightest future. Michael Jordan, basketball legend. Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team because he wasn't good enough. Imagine that. The greatest basketball player in history was once told he couldn't play. But he said, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." The pain of failure taught him to train harder, to rise again. That's what true champions do. Nelson Mandela, South African freedom fighter. He spent 27 years in prison for standing against racism and injustice. Most people would have lost hope, but he didn't. He believed in something greater than pain. He once said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." Failure is not the end of your journey. It's part of your story. It's the part where you grow stronger, even when it hurts. Feeling alone, but still fighting. There's a different kind of pain that's worse than failure. Feeling alone. You fail, and nobody notices. You cry, and no one sees. You fight, but no one claps for you. You wake up every day with a tired heart, but you still show up for life. That is true strength. Let's be honest, it's very easy to feel alone in this world, even when you're surrounded by people. Why? Because no one can fully feel what's inside your heart. No one truly knows your silent battles. But here's something powerful to remember. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones who fight battles no one knows about. Even when no one cheers for you, you can cheer for yourself. Small acts of courage in dark times. Sometimes, fighting doesn't look big. It doesn't have fireworks. It's not dramatic. Sometimes, fighting looks like getting out of bed when you don't want to, smiling at someone when your heart is breaking, sending one more job application after 50 rejections, studying for one more hour, even when you're tired, eating one meal, even when you've lost all appetite. These are all quiet battles, and you fight them every day. Here's a golden quote to remember. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, "I will try again tomorrow." Marianne Radmacher. Even if no one sees your fight, I see you. And I want you to know, your silent fight matters. How to stay strong when life is tough. This is the heart of the chapter. When everything feels like it's crashing, how can you still stay strong? It sounds hard, but here are 7 simple tools you can start using right now, explained in very easy words. 2. Talk to one good person. You don't have to share everything with everyone. Just talk to one person who listens. A friend, teacher, parent, or even a stranger who cares. Words have power. Speaking your pain makes it lighter. If there's no one to talk to, write your feelings in a notebook. Let your heart speak. It will heal you. 3. Repeat this. I will not quit. Say it out loud, or write it 10 times on paper. I will not quit. This is not magic, but when your brain hears it again and again, it starts to believe it. Affirmations may sound simple, but they build mental muscle. 4. Remember your why. Why did you start? Why do you wake up every morning? Why do you want to succeed? Hold your reason close to your heart. Write it on your wall, your phone screen, your mirror. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Friedrich Nietzsche. 5. Watch, read, and listen to strength. When your mind is full of pain, fill it with strength. Watch inspiring videos like this one. Read stories of real survivors. Listen to uplifting music, podcasts, or speeches. Fill your ears and eyes with strength. Slowly, your heart will follow. 6. Take one small step. Don't try to fix your whole life in one day. Just take one small step today. 1 page of reading. 1 glass of water. 1 message of hope to someone. 1 walk outside. Small steps make big changes. Just move. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. 7. Believe in light, even in darkness. Sometimes you won't feel strong, and that's okay. Strength is not always loud. Strength is staying on your feet when your legs are shaking. The night may be long, but the sun always rises. Stars can't shine without darkness. If you're watching this right now, I want to say something to you, not as a narrator, but as a friend. You are not your failures. You are not your pain. You are not the bad days. You are the fighter. The one who keeps walking, even with tears. The one who wakes up again. The one who never gives up. This chapter was called The Darkest Days, because we all go through them. But remember, even the darkest night ends with a sunrise. And you, my friend, are closer to the light than you think. Chapter 5. Learning and Growing. Mistakes are lessons in disguise. Everyone makes mistakes. Every single person, rich, poor, young, old, educated, uneducated. But do you know what separates successful people from others? They learn from their mistakes. Most people think a mistake is something bad, something shameful. But in reality, a mistake is just a teacher in disguise. It's life saying, here's something for you to learn. The power of falling and rising. Think about this. A child learning to walk falls hundreds of times, ... A student trying to solve a problem gets it wrong many times. A cook burns food before learning to make the perfect dish. A businessman fails at his first few attempts before finally succeeding. Mistakes are not the end. They are the beginning of real understanding. Let's look at some examples from real life. Thomas Edison, the light bulb. Edison failed over 1,000 times before he finally invented the light bulb. But he didn't call them failures. He said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's what a learning mindset looks like. What should you do after a mistake? Breathe. Don't panic. Ask yourself, what went wrong? Write down the lesson. Try again differently. Every mistake carries a hidden message, a lesson for your growth. Here's a golden quote to remember. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. Changing your mindset for success. Your mindset is how you think about yourself, your life, your future. And it has the power to either hold you back or set you free. Many people live their entire lives with thoughts like, I can't do this. I'm not smart enough. People like me don't succeed. But here's the truth. The moment you change your thoughts, you change your life. How can you develop a growth mindset? Speak kindly to yourself. Say, I am learning. I am improving. I am strong. Turn failures into feedback. Every no is one step closer to a yes. Celebrate small wins. Even small progress is progress. Surround yourself with positive voices. Listen to people who lift you up, not pull you down. Believe in effort, not just talent. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers, or you can grow weeds. Choose your thoughts wisely. Water your hope. Remove the weeds of self. The importance of patience and hard work. In a world of fast internet, fast food, and fast answers, many people expect fast success. But real success doesn't come in a hurry. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes effort. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. Leo Tolstoy. Think about the strongest trees, the oak, the pine. They don't grow in one day. They grow slowly, silently. Why hard work matters. Hard work is not just about effort. It's about building character. It teaches discipline. It teaches responsibility. It builds mental and emotional strength. A lazy person may have a dream, but only a hardworking person will live the dream. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, and most of all, love of what you are doing. Pele. Why patience is your superpower. Sometimes, you will do your best and still not see results. That's where patience comes in. The seed you planted is growing roots, not leaves yet. The skill you're building is still forming. The job you want is still preparing for you. Trust the process. Don't rush the process. Good things take time. The Farmer's Story, a parable of patience. Let me tell you a small story. A farmer plants seeds in his field. He waters them every day. Weeks pass and nothing happens. Other farmers laugh at him. You're wasting your time, they say. But the farmer believes. After many weeks, something magical happens. Tiny green shoots appear. Soon, his entire field becomes green and full of crops. The same people who laughed now admire him. Moral of the story: he was not wasting time, he was building something invisible until it became visible. You too are planting seeds in your life. Through your effort, your struggle, your pain. Keep watering them with patience and hard work. They will grow. Final words from the heart. If you are someone who made mistakes, good. That means you're learning. If you are someone who is changing their mindset, amazing. That means you're growing. If you are working hard but nothing is working yet, don't give up. Your time is coming. Remember these golden quotes as you continue your journey. The expert in anything was once a beginner. Success is a journey, not a destination. Patience is not the ability to wait, but how you act while waiting. You are not weak because you struggle. You are strong because you continue. Let this be the chapter in your life where you say, I made mistakes, I learned, I changed, I worked hard, and I kept going. And one day, you will look back and say, that was the chapter where everything changed. Call to action. If this chapter inspired you, comment below. I'm growing stronger every day. Share this video with someone who needs to hear these words. Subscribe for the next powerful chapter on the journey to success. Chapter 6, The Turning Point. There is a moment in every journey when something changes. It may not be big, it may not be loud, but deep inside the heart, a small light turns on, a feeling rises. Maybe I can do it. That's called the turning point. It doesn't mean life is suddenly easy. It means you've started to believe. And belief changes everything. Little victories that build confidence. In life, we often wait for one big win, a promotion, a trophy, a full recovery, a perfect score. But what if I told you, it's the little victories that matter most? What is a little victory? Getting out of bed on a hard day, saying no to a bad habit, trying again after a failure, speaking kindly to yourself, finishing a small task you had delayed. These moments may look small from the outside, but inside, they are huge. Because each time you win a little battle, you grow. Small, daily improvements are the key to staggering long-term results. Robin Sharma. Why little wins are powerful. They boost your belief. If I can do this, maybe I can do more. They change your mood. Confidence grows slowly, like a muscle. They show you're moving. Even one step forward is progress. Every big goal is built on small wins, just like a mountain is made of many stones. A book is written one word at a time. A song is composed note by note. Celebrate your small wins. They are the foundation of your success. Golden quote. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Robert Collier. Seeing progress, even if it's small. Sometimes, progress doesn't feel like progress. You study hard, but the test is still tough. You exercise daily, but the weight barely drops. You work honestly, but the money comes slowly. Does that mean you are failing? No. It means progress is happening, just not in ways you can always see. Look at the invisible growth. You're becoming more patient. You're learning resilience. Your heart is getting stronger. Your discipline is sharpening. These things can't be seen easily, but they are the most important growth of all. Not all growth is visible, but all effort creates change. Story of bamboo. Let me tell you about the Chinese bamboo tree. When you plant its seed, it doesn't grow for 1 year, or 2, or 3, not even 4. You water it daily, but nothing shows. In the 5th year, suddenly, it shoots up 80 feet in just 6 weeks. Did it grow in 6 weeks? No. It was growing underground for 5 years, building roots strong enough to hold its tall body. This is how your life works too. You may not see results today, but your effort is building roots inside your character. Simple tips to track progress. Write a daily journal. What small thing did I do today? Use a habit tracker. Watch your growth. Take a before and after photo, not just physical, also emotional. Ask yourself weekly, what changed in me this week? You are growing, even when it's not visible. Golden quote. Progress, not perfection. The role of support from family and friends. Nobody climbs a mountain alone. Even the strongest person needs a voice that says, I believe in you. That voice often comes from family, friends, mentors, or even strangers who see something special in us. Why support matters? It gives us strength when we're weak. It gives us hope when we're tired. It reminds us that we are not alone. When someone says, you can do it, it can change how we see ourselves. Who are your supporters? Not everyone in your life will support you, and that's okay. But there will always be a few who listen without judging, help without asking for anything back, encourage without needing proof. Hold these people close. They are gifts. Sometimes, the support may be quiet, a hug, a smile, a shared meal. But even silent support is powerful. Words that heal. Words from loved ones can become fuel in our darkest days. I'm proud of you. You've come so far. You're stronger than you think. I'm here for you. Even one kind sentence can change someone's life. A word of encouragement during a failure is worth more than an hour of praise after success. If you feel alone, maybe you don't have strong support right now, but let this chapter be your voice. We believe in you. You matter. You are not alone in your journey. And remember, you can also become support for someone else. A small act of kindness, a call, a message, a smile, can light up someone else's world. When all three come together. Now, imagine this. You start seeing your small wins. You recognize your invisible progress, and you feel the love and belief of someone by your side. That's when the turning point becomes real. That's when something shifts in your soul and says, this is working. I can do this. Call to action. Let your turning point begin. This is your moment. No matter how hard it's been. No matter how slow it feels. No matter who left or who stayed, you are still here. You are still trying. You are still growing. That is your power. Now, Take one small step. Write in the comments, "My turning point starts today." Share this video with someone who needs to hear these words. Speak to someone who supports you, or become that support for someone else. Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. This chapter is not the end. It's your turning point. From here, everything begins to change. Chapter 7. Success is closer than you think. There is a moment when people give up. Right before success was about to come, they feel tired. They feel it's taking too long. They feel like it's not working. But what they don't realize is they were just a few steps away. This chapter is to remind you, success is closer than you think. How consistency wins the race. Let me tell you a simple truth. Talent is good, but consistency is better. The story of the slow and steady. You've heard the story of the tortoise and the hare. The rabbit was fast, the turtle was slow. But who won the race? The one who kept going. Speed doesn't matter as much as showing up every day. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Marie Forleo. What is consistency? Waking up early every day, even when you don't feel like it. Practicing even when you're not perfect. Showing up again and again and again. Consistency is not about being the best. It's about being better than you were yesterday. Small steps add up. Let's say you want to learn a new language. If you try to learn it all in one day, you'll fail. But if you learn 5 new words every day, by the end of the year, you'll know over 1,800 words. That's the power of small, consistent steps. Building your dreams brick by brick. Imagine your dream is a house. You can't build it in one day. But if you lay one brick every single day, one day, you'll walk into the house you built yourself. Success is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Colin Powell. Reminders to stay consistent. Set a small daily goal. Celebrate doing the task, not just finishing it. Don't wait for motivation. Use discipline. Forgive yourself if you miss a day. Just start again. Consistency is not perfection. It's progress. Celebrating every step forward. Too often, we wait for the big win. The job, the promotion, the result. But what about the journey? Every small step forward deserves celebration. Why celebrating matters? It keeps you motivated. It tells your brain, "I'm doing well." It makes the process enjoyable, not painful. What to celebrate? Finished 1 page. Celebrate. Went to the gym. Celebrate. Didn't quit today. Celebrate. You are building a new life, and that takes courage. It's not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. Sir Edmund Hillary. Ways to celebrate. Write in a success journal. Tell a friend about your small win. Give yourself a simple reward, a walk, a song, a moment of peace. Look in the mirror and say, "I'm proud of myself." Even tiny celebrations send a message to your heart. Keep going. You're doing great. Remembering why you started. In the middle of the journey, we often feel tired. We forget the reason we began. But remembering your why gives you power. Ask yourself, why did I start this? What did I want to change? What was my dream? Go back to that moment when you were full of fire. That spark still lives in you. Create your why reminder. Write it down and place it where you can see, on your wall, in your notebook, as a phone wallpaper. Let it be a daily whisper. You started for a reason. Don't stop now. When you feel like quitting, think about why you started. Lock in your vision. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself smiling after reaching your goal, holding the reward in your hands, sharing your success with your loved ones. Feel the joy. Let that picture drive you forward. Because that dream is possible, and it's closer than you think. You are closer than you know. When people dig for diamonds, the deepest layer is the hardest. Many give up just inches before hitting the gold. Don't stop now, you are almost there. Signs that you're close. You feel tired, but you still try. You have faced failure, but you still stand. You've grown wiser, stronger, and more patient. These are not signs of defeat. These are signs that success is near. Final thoughts on this chapter. Be consistent, not perfect. Celebrate each step, no matter how small. Remember why you started and let it fuel your future. You are not the same person who started this journey. You've become more focused, more determined, more alive. Golden quotes to remember. Success is closer than it seems when you feel like giving up. Don't stop now. You've come too far to quit. Every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. Call to action. You're almost there. Now it's time to move forward with confidence. Comment below. I will not give up. My success is near. Share this video with someone who needs a little push to keep going. Speak your dream out loud. Remind yourself of your why. This is not just the end of a chapter. This is the beginning of your breakthrough. You are not walking towards success. You are running toward it, and it's waiting just ahead. Chapter 8. The Power of Never Giving Up. We have come a long way together. We've walked through struggles. We've felt the pain of failure. We've seen the importance of believing in ourselves, and we've celebrated small steps. Now, it's time to talk about the real power. The power of never giving up. How inner strength changes everything. There is something inside every person that no one can take away. It's not your money, not your looks, not your success. It's your inner strength. What is inner strength? Inner strength is the quiet voice that says, try again tomorrow. The courage to keep walking, even when it hurts. The decision to fight your battles with patience and faith. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Bob Marley. Why inner strength is so important. Life is not always fair. Things go wrong, people leave, plans fail. But your inner strength, if you feed it, becomes your shield. It helps you face rejection without breaking. It helps you get up after falling. It helps you believe when the world says, you can't. Inner strength versus outer strength. Anyone can look strong on the outside. Big muscles, loud words, fancy lifestyle. But real power comes from the inside. Being kind when it's easier to be rude. Staying calm when everything is falling apart. Choosing hope when everything looks dark. Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. How to build inner strength? Start your day with purpose. Don't just wake up. Rise with a reason. Train your mind to focus on good things. What you think, you become. Let go of what you cannot control. Peace grows where stress ends. Keep promises to yourself. If you say you'll try, then try. Real-life examples of triumph through persistence. Now let's look at a few real people who showed what never giving up truly means. These stories will inspire you to keep going, no matter how hard life gets. 1. Thomas Edison, the light bulb inventor. Did you know Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times while trying to invent the light bulb? Someone once asked him, "Don't you feel like a failure?" He replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work." And finally, he found the right way. Now, when we turn on a light, we see his legacy. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Thomas Edison. 2. J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter. Before J.K. Rowling became famous, she was a single mother, living on government help, rejected by 12 publishers. But she didn't stop. She kept believing. Today, she is one of the most successful authors in the world. Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. J.K. Rowling. 3. Stephen Hawking, scientist and genius. Diagnosed with a serious disease at 21, doctors told Stephen Hawking he had only a few years to live. But he didn't give up. He couldn't walk. He couldn't speak without a machine. But he changed how we see the universe. His body was weak, but his mind was stronger than ever. 4. Nick Vujicic, life without limbs. Nick was born with no arms and no legs. He was bullied. He was sad. He even thought about giving up on life. But one day, he realized, I can still make a difference. Now, Nick travels the world as a speaker, inspiring millions. If you can't get a miracle, become one. Nick Vujicic. These people had every reason to give up, but they didn't. And neither should you. What you can do when you feel like giving up. Let's be honest. We all feel like giving up sometimes. Life gets hard. People disappoint us. Our plans don't work. But there are ways to stay strong, even in the worst moments. Talk to yourself with kindness. What do you say to yourself when things go wrong? Instead of saying, I can't, try saying, I'm learning. I'll try again. This moment is not the end. Your words have power. Use them to lift yourself. Be careful how you talk to yourself. You're always listening. Break it down. When things feel too big, break them into small parts. Don't climb the whole mountain at once. Just take the next step. Ask, what is one small thing I can do today? What can I control right now? Small steps make a big journey. Ask for help. You don't have to fight alone. Talk to a friend, a teacher, a family member, a coach, or someone who listens. Asking for help doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Sometimes asking for help is the bravest move you can make. Find your light again. When everything is dark, even a small candle gives hope. Your candle could be a prayer, a book, a walk in nature, a child's smile, a memory of better days. Let that light guide you back to strength. Never forget your own power. You have made it through 100% of your bad days so far. That's not a small thing. That's proof that you are a fighter. Every scar you carry, every tear you've cried, it shows you've lived, and you're still standing. That's power. Your journey is still going. This chapter doesn't end with a happy ending. Why? Because your story is still being written. Every day is a new page. Every choice you make adds to your journey. And every time you choose to not give up, you move closer to the life you deserve. Final golden quotes to remember. Never give up on something you can't go a day without thinking about. Fall 7 times. Stand up 8. Japanese proverb. A river cuts through rock not because of its power, but because of its persistence. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Success is not for the chosen few. It's for those who choose to never give up. Call to action. Don't quit now. If you are watching this video, and your heart is heavy, know this. You are not alone. You are stronger than you feel. You are closer than you think. Type in the comments. I will never give up. I believe in myself. Share this video with someone who needs hope. Subscribe for more stories and messages that remind you how powerful you truly are. You're not done. You're just getting started. Keep going, keep believing, keep becoming. Because the power of never giving up is already inside you. And the world is waiting to see the amazing person you are becoming. Conclusion. Your own journey. You are stronger than you think. A final message of hope and encouragement. Every journey is unique, just like you. Life is not a race. It's a journey. A personal journey. You walk your own road, sometimes with people, and sometimes all alone. But remember, every step you take counts. Every fall, every rise, every small effort, these are part of your beautiful story. You may not feel strong every day. Some days you might cry. Some nights might feel endless. You might feel lost or tired. But even in those moments, there is a strength inside you that you may not see, but it's there. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. Bob Marley. The power of not giving up is not about being perfect. It's about showing up. It's about trying again. It's about saying, I will not stop. You've already come so far. Take a moment to look back. Yes, right now. Think about where you were 5 years ago. Maybe you had doubts. Maybe you were scared. Maybe things were worse than they are now. But you're still here. That's not a small thing. Sometimes we don't recognize our progress until we look back and see how far we've come. Every little step matters. Every time you chose to try again, you made progress. Every time you didn't quit, even when you wanted to, you grew stronger. Your pain has a purpose. Hard times are not here to destroy you. They are here to shape you. Struggles teach you lessons. They make you wiser, kinder, and more grateful. They help you understand yourself better. A life without pain is not real. Every strong person you see has been through something that hurt them deeply, but they didn't let it stop them, and you shouldn't either. Difficulties in life are intended to make us better, not bitter. Don Reeves. If you are in pain right now, know this: your pain is not the end. It's part of the process. You're still writing your story. Don't close the book just because the page is dark. You are not alone. Even when you feel alone, you are not. There are people around you who care, even if you don't see them right now. And there are people out there who understand what you're going through, if you haven't met them. Reach out, talk to someone, ask for help, share your heart. Being strong doesn't mean doing everything alone. Real strength is also knowing when to ask for support. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's a sign of courage. You are human. You need connection, and it's okay to lean on someone else for a while. Believe in your tomorrow. There is something beautiful waiting for you. A better day, a new beginning, a smile you haven't smiled yet, a dream you haven't achieved yet, a victory you haven't celebrated yet. You are not done. Life has more in store for you. So hold on, even when it's hard, even when the night is long. Keep going. Your future self will thank you. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Earl Nightingale. Your story is an inspiration. Someone out there needs to hear your story. One day, you will look back at your struggles, your failures, and your hard days, and realize they made you strong. They made you wise. They made you real. And when you tell your story, someone else will listen and feel hope. Your journey will light their way. Your survival is someone else's survival guide. So, don't give up. Not now, not ever. You are not just living for yourself. You are paving a way for others, too. The final truth: never giving up is a lifestyle. It's not about one big win. It's about never quitting. No matter how small the steps, no matter how slow the progress, the key is to keep going. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius. Make this your life motto. Let it be your heartbeat. Let it be your identity. Because once you choose never to give up, you become unstoppable. Your call to action. What will you do next? Now, take a deep breath. Think about your life. What is one thing you've been afraid to do? What is one dream you've given up on? What is one step you can take today? Start small. One call, one letter, one try. That's all you need. You don't have to see the full staircase. Just take the first step. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Arthur Ashe. Believe in yourself. Trust your journey. Fight for your dreams. And above all, never give up. Final message to you. Dear listener, this is not just a story. It's a mirror. It's your story, your life, your challenge, your victory waiting to happen. You are stronger than you think. You are braver than you believe. You are more capable than you imagine. So promise yourself right now, I will not give up. I will rise again. I will keep going, no matter what. Let this be the day everything changes. Let this be the start of a new chapter. Let this be the moment where you say with confidence, I will never give up.